Time cats, go!
Yeah!
Meow 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 meow.
Apologize for Josie's lack of enthusiasm. She hasn't been getting enough
Yeah,
water.
my bathroom's being renovated, and I've been to reduce the number of times I use the bathroom. I have been drinking no water. Except now, I'm.
Which doesn't sound very
It's not.
healthy, but
It's not. I'm
anyway.
drinking water now, so I'm good. I had 2 energy drinks today, also. It took 2.
So anyway, we had a lot of exciting stuff that went on in Doctor Who and Walking Dead.
Most important,
First of all, in
Doctor
huh?
Who. We know his name now.
We
Yeah,
do? I must have
yeah,
missed
you
that.
did.
When did they say that?
Oh, Osgood asked. He asked Osgood her name, and she was all like, "What's yours?" And he's all like, "Basil."
I'm pretty sure that was a
It might have
joke.
been a joke, or it might not have been.
He was talking about Basil of Baker Street,
Oh, he was?
I think. Or am I thinking of? Oh, am I thinking of the Great Mouse Detective? I don't know. I think that was a joke.
Or it could be the English translation of his Gallifreyan name. Or it could be a joke. Or he could
Yeah,
secretly be Basil the Bat Lord, one of the boss racers from Lego Racers 1.
that's certainly the most interesting theory.
Yes.
But I found the more interesting thing is that they've confirmed a question we ourselves have asked: is how many regenerations does the Doctor now have?
Infinities.
And the answer is that he how many Time Lords normally have 12 regenerations, right?
Normally they only have 12. So they have
Yeah.
so they
So
have a total.
he has 11 regenerations.
Okay, yes.
He was given a complete and full set, and doing that stuff at the Dalek on the Dalek homeworld didn't cost him any regenerations apparently. And we know this because when he talks to
Bonnie?
no
Osgood. Osgood, yes.
Osgood, who always seems to know a strange amount of details about the Doctor. She points out the fact that I think it's her. Yeah, that in case that she actually it might have been
If she was taking it, the doctor asked her if she was taking over the world, how would she go about killing him? And and she just
yeah,
says
and
straight up, "Oh, I would just shoot you 12 times if needed."
she says shoot you, and then she did 12 times if necessary. Now, so some people might think, well, that's the number of regenerations he had, but actually, that's the number of regenerations that he'd have minus one, the one that he had used up when he went from Matt Smith to uh Capaldi, to Peter Capaldi. So assuming that's not just hyperbole, and it doesn't seem likely given how it was portrayed, it seems likely that he was given a full set of 12 regenerations, and he used up one to regenerate into
Yes, but
Capaldi.
he did respond to that with "Why limit yourself?" indicating that he may actually have potentially limitless regenerations now, or that he just doesn't know himself.
Yeah, I'm personally, regardless of whether or not it's true, I am personally going to count it as confirmation that he has 12 that he was given a full cycle and has used one, just like I'm going to take the fact that Missy had her own time hopper thing. What do you call those things? The things that time agent use.
Vortex manipulator.
Yeah, that she had her own vortex manipulator. That because she did, they both Missy and Clara have their own vortex manipulator. But given that Missy had her own vortex manipulator, I'm going to assume that means that she doesn't have a
Nope.
TARDIS. Of course I could be wrong about both those
The
things,
master didn't have a
but
TARDIS when he was John Sim. He had to build the time thingy out of the Doctor's TARDIS because of that.
mhm.
And
While Missy did come from escape Gallifrey somehow, I'm going to assume that she did it with a vortex manipulator. that TARDISes couldn't get out of it, but the vortex manipulator can, and that's basically how I'm going to see it until the show proves otherwise, which it probably
It
will.
probably will.
But for now, that's my theory. But it's just a
A
theory.
game theory!
Theory.
Yes, apparently Time Lord technology can't get through it, but apparently rocks can. Tiny rocks.
Yes.
Yes. In addition, some other thing. I wanted to make another point, but I don't remember what it was.
But this was a good episode.
Yeah.
The whole and all the throwbacks to really again the 50th anniversary, because this was the sequel of the 50th anniversary. And yeah, we learned how the Doctor feels more about having stopped, because in the previous 3 incarnations it's all been about how he feels and how he's coping with having destroyed his own people, and now I get to learn more about how he feels having saved people, and how he saved his own people, and how he sort of has a more optimistic view and wants to never put anyone through that.
No, he still feels like he still feels like he's killed his own people, because until he finds where Gallifrey is hidden, it's basically them are dead. So
No, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure he feels he's killed. I think he feels that he saved them now, but he needs to finish the job of saving them. I think,
yeah,
but he doesn't want to. But he feels that he was ultimately, when all the chips were down and there was no other options, he found a way out of it, and he kind of feels like that needs to be the way going forward, and that's basically what it was with the boxes. There was no traps. There was no. The whole thing is to make them think and consider, so that they would ultimately come to the same conclusion that he made, and that was to say no more. No more.
I'm interested in finding out if he even knew that the 12th Doctor was present during the 50th anniversary special, because he doesn't seem to know that the 12th Doctor was actually there.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to.
Yeah, like I don't suppose he would. I mean, the Doctor is super smart, but would he be able to? But would he be able to count and know that there were 13 TARDISes flying around?
Well, you also have to remember the fact also that they stated to try to wheel in some continuity in there, and to explain why the Doctor doesn't remember, that the Doctors would forget.
Yes, it's
about this whole thing happening.
the stuff about the time differential or whatever. Only the most recent incarnation of the Doctor remembers multi-Doctor adventures.
Except in that case, it might be the 11th Doctor remembers, but he doesn't remember as the 12th Doctor, or he simply hasn't done it yet as the 12th Doctor.
Well, yes, he hasn't done it yet as the 12th Doctor. That's what I'm saying, though. During Under the Lake two-parter, he was all like convinced. Oh, I have to die because I'm a ghost already. But like, he probably doesn't know that he was present at Gallifrey. Yeah, he's got to live until at least that point.
Yeah, yeah.
But
by the way, where do you think Gallifrey is?
London. No, Belgium.
I have a suspicion of where Gallifrey is.
Is it in Belgium? Is it covered
No.
in covered in waffles?
Actually, I think it is in Britain.
Oh. Do they have waffles in Britain?
Yes, they have.
Okay then, yes, the theory checks out. They have waffles in Britain.
But my opinion of where I think where Gallifrey is, and more importantly, I think there was hints to it, is I think that picture that was used in the 50th anniversary is actually Gallifrey.
Yes.
I think all of Gallifrey, and there are several hints that first off, the Doctor doesn't know or understand how that picture got there. Second, there is an older version of the Doctor keeping watch over where the picture
the painting,
is.
yes. or the
And he
whatever the
is.
hell it is.
And when the doctor asks about where Gallifrey or is Gallifrey, and he says who knows, and he says it kind of friendly, and he points to his
It's
nose, and of course, obviously there was a play on there as who is in Doctor Who knows is in Doctor Who knows, but also. I think also there was a slight reference to the fact that it's hiding right under your nose. And while that might seem a stretch, that's how I interpret it when he pointed to it. Said, "Who knows?" My first question, my first, because I was already thinking that it was the photo anyway. Of course, so the picture anyway. So obviously I had some presumptive bias there. But I think that if that was a hint that it's right under his nose, as in he's actually looking at it. And I think that picture is
yeah,
Gallifrey.
it
I think
is.
all
It
of
is.
but I
It's not.
think all of Gallifrey's, and I think that's where the dimension that Gallifrey's in
It's
is at, right
it's not
there.
even a theory. It's that is right. I'm surprised none of them even consider that. Oh wait, hey, Gallifrey. It's just like right there. We were just standing there a few minutes ago, playing with the Dalek. Yeah, maybe we should go
Yeah,
fix it.
I mean, come on. The doctor's asking has been searching all around, asking himself, where would I hide Gallifrey? Where would I hide Gallifrey? You would hide it in Britain.
You do
You'd hide it in Britain, Earth,
you do literally everything in Britain and or New York City.
but
Mostly
Britain.
in Britain. It's in Britain, stupid.
Silly.
Go have an adventure.
It's right. Yeah, so that's where that's my guess on where Gallifrey
Yeah.
is. And but yeah, so that was Doctor Who for this
Oh,
week.
no,
It
it's
was,
not. I have some Doctor Who related news that may upset people or not upset people, or maybe it will, or maybe it won't. I don't know. Peter Capaldi apparently is going to be out this next year. 3
What?
seasons. No one's quite sure why. He seems very confused about it.
Where did you do you have a link
Nope.
to this?
I'm gonna Google it. But somebody at the BBC told Capaldi that next season was gonna be his last one. He's very
Oh,
next season.
It's gonna be-
Next season. So that's so like I am eager for Doctor Who to get to their first female Doctor, but I kind of like Capaldi and want him to stay on the show for at least a couple of years. So why are they doing this now?
Yeah, that's a very good question. But yeah, so we yeah, that's I don't even know how to. I haven't even properly digested that yet. Wow. I'm surprised that announcement was made public. But anyway, so anyways, moving on, we've got the Walking Dead.
Yes. We still don't have any elaboration on the fate of Batman.
You're still not gonna say Glenn?
No,
Huh?
because I had a joke worked out already. The character who killed Batman in the comics, Joe Chill, who originally murdered Batman's parents, has been cast and will be making an appearance on the show after the mid-season break.
And more exciting news for that one thing that I was very excited about is they had a lesbian kissing scene.
Yes.
In this episode.
Yes.
And that's really nice because now we've having and while it would be nice to have more inclusion, and more inclusion on television in general, I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this and I'm going to run with it and be happy about it.
Yes.
And I'm not going to let any grouchy CIS hetero person complain. Oh, they shoehorned lesbians in. Those people can go to hell. I'm going to be happy for having a lesbian kiss and hopefully what will be a lesbian relationship that will probably end horribly because these things always do in this show.
Yes.
But yeah. So yeah, we had lesbian kissing, and also
Aaron almost died in this episode.
And
Maggie's pregnant. I knew she was pregnant already, but yeah, it's confirmed now.
And yeah, it was and so Rick hasn't lost his arm
Yet.
Yep, yeah, that's true. He has.
It is the fate of all.
And,
it is the fate of all Walking Dead protagonists that they must lose an arm, or at least a hand. Yes, Jeffrey
And
Dean Morgan. That is the name of the actor who's been cast as Joe Chill in The Walking Dead. He played the comedian in the Watchmen movie. He's going to be playing the guy who killed Batman's parents in this season of The Walking Dead.
let's see. And so let's see here. What's the name of the and then we saw the oh, why does my computer have to take so long to load? I want to check one thing on the wiki while we're talking here, and it's taking forever. For this page to load, and it's not even on this page. I need to go to
I
the
can look it up.
TV character.
I can look
Huh?
it up.
Well, I was going to do it stealthily, so I knew quickly, but it's not going, and it's still loading. This page is still loading. I don't.
Well,
Deanna,
who's Deanna?
finally have an answer. So we finally have an answer to who is
Who's
Deanna.
Deanna?
Deanna is the one person in the Walking Dead universe who doesn't know you have to aim for the head.
Mother Dick!
She just kept on stabbing that walker in the chest. Yeah, no, it's not going to go down that way.
Other Abraham catchphrases! I only know two things that guy said. Porn stash!
So we have we had a lot of gruesome walkers this week. No, well, we didn't have a lot of walkers that appeared, but the ones we did have was gruesome. Those sewer walkers that had basically just had all their insides gone. They were just
Maggie
skeletons.
punched one and her arm got stuck inside it.
Yeah, it had no flesh of which to speak. It just was
covered in moss and.
But that's actually a bit of a reference to I want to say that's a bit of a reference to some fantasy games where skeletons and the like you have to attack them with blunt weapons because they have an extra evasion to arrows and sometimes to sharp weapons like swords and daggers because it goes between the ribs.
Happy fun times.
And so you have to hit them with blunt weapons like big blunt weapons or big blade weapons like axes or battle axes or hammers.
Yeah. So anyway, at this time, we don't know what became of Batman or Nicholas. We
Well, we know Nicholas is dead. I mean, he shot himself
okay,
in
yeah,
the head.
He's dead. But
But
what of Batman?
Glenn. Again, I insist that Glenn is dead. That there is no reasonable way he could have got out of that situation, even if it was Nicholas's guts that were being torn open. There's no way that Glenn got out of that alive.
So Scott Gimple had said very vaguely that some part of Glenn will live on, and I took that to mean that Maggie's pregnant. I don't know what else that could mean.
Yeah, and you turned out to be right.
I was right.
Yeah, but also, I'm pretty certain we're going to see Zombie Glenn here. I'm fairly positive about that.
Zombie Bat Glenn.
Yeah, and so
Bat Glenn.
And so another thing is, did Carl leave the city by himself? Did we see Carl at all after he disappeared after he left that one boy? Did we see him?
Oh God, that's hilarious. No, we didn't.
Yeah, so
the guy was all like, he went up to tell Rick, "Hey Rick, I kept Carl from leaving the town. I'm a hero." And Carl took the time that guy was away from him, bragging about how he told Carl not to stay. And he left. He left while that guy was telling Rick how he convinced him to stay.
Yeah, and Rick got distracted with other things. So yeah, we don't know if Carl might have left to go find that girl.
Oh, hilarious. Enid.
Who's going to turn out? Yeah. Who's going to turn out to be a
I
wolf?
was rewatching Assassin's Creed Carol, the Assassin's Creed Carol episode with my roommates a few days ago, and I noticed that basically all of what's his name's reaction shots are just gloriously bad. I don't know what his name is. The kid, Ron, I think his name is. Okay, so that guy who was beating his wife, his son.
Okay.
So the guy we were just talking about.
Yeah, I know who
Yeah,
you're
what's his
talking about,
name?
and I'm sure I hope the viewers do too. It's the son of the
Port.
of the woman that Rick's
Yeah,
interested
him,
in, the older
the older
son.
one. And all of his reaction shots in the entire show, he's just had this weird ass face, like, oh, I'm mildly perturbed by all of this. And it's like the cast.
I'm mildly perturbed just being here on this
It's
show.
like all. It's like the casting. It's like the casting call for that character was. Can you? We need someone who can make an incredibly silly face in response to horrible things happening.
We need someone who doesn't want to
We
be
need
here.
someone who doesn't want to be here and has no interest in people being murdered in front of them, one way or another.
We need someone who has no interest in The Walking Dead whatsoever, who doesn't want to be there, whose parents are forcing them to be on there because they're huge fans of the show.
They're not excited about people being murdered. They're not upset by people being murdered. They're just kind of annoyed to be there, and it's really weird. It's just really weird because just just look at him. Just go back and look at the scene where his mother is stabbing that wolf in the face, and he's there, and he's just staring, and he's just like, oh, okay.
Yummy.
And then it's that time, and this time when he's watching Carl helping a guy who then starts trying to kill him, so Carl kills the guy, and he's all like, "Oh, I'm not interested in this happening at all. I'm just kind of, I'm just kind of."
I got a completely different I got a completely different take on what he's feeling there. At least I kind of felt that he thought that the world was going to hell and he's the last sane person left.
Oh.
He feels that everyone else has gone completely. I'm sorry. That's being a bit of ableist there. He feels that that everyone else is have just lost all sense of morality and have become wicked. And he is the new that preacher character.
Oh yeah, Gabriel, who's not dead yet.
Yeah, he's the new Gabriel, and he and Gabriel are going to team up, and they're going to form their own spin-off show.
Gabriel and Ron do some shit. The movie.
But it's going to include it's going to include what's his name?
Eugene.
No, it's going to include oh, what's his name? The guy who played Neo from The Matrix.
Oh.
What's his name?
Oh God. Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, yeah. It's going to include Keanu. Keanu Reeves is going to be there and is going to be playing a fallen angel who's descended from heaven, and they're going to go on
an epic quest
on a motorcycle
to White Castle.
Across the country fighting zombies and hordes
to
of
White
demons.
Castle.
And that's
to White Castle.
They're going to escape the White Castle.
To
there
White
we go.
Castle.
Yes, because White Castle was actually a franchise that was established by heaven.
Gabriel and Ron go to White Castle. A Walking Dead movie.
Yes.
I love this. I love this plan. Gabriel's last name is Stokes.
Gabriel Stokes, and he is stoked.
He is stoked.
Yes.
Okay.
And so anyway, let's talk about let's get off topic and diverge into Babylon. Who do you think is the most handsome character or most handsome or attractive character on The Walking Dead?
Oh, let's see. Batman.
Glenn?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna have to say Gabriel here. Gabriel is is very attractive.
Yeah.
And he really looks good in that father's getup.
Oh
too,
yes.
In that.
Oh yes, the actor is pretty hot. The character, I wouldn't be able to see the character as anything other than a jackass, and so probably would have a little bit of romantic difficulties there. But the actor himself is pretty hot, yeah.
But and so anyway, also another one who's why can I never remember the people's names?
Names are hard.
Yeah. The bow staff
Bow
wielder.
staff. Morgan.
Morgan, yeah. Morgan's actor is also incredible, but he's hot in a different way. Gabriel is hot. He's got sort of this model quality that's kind of like that's yeah. I'm going to appear in an ad for Calvin Klein underwear, and Morgan has more of I'm going to appear in an ad for Huntsman Monthly, Woodsman Monthly. Yeah, he's got that. He's got a more rugged appeal
Yeah,
to
but
him.
Batman would be in a pizza commercial because he was a pizza boy before the apocalypse. Ah, now I want pizza. Pizza. You know what? I'm gonna watch The Dark Knight Rises when I eat my pizza.
And so anyway, another big announcement going off what our show is and going off into another area that I wanted to go off onto is tomorrow there is a Nintendo Direct.
Oh yes, that. Yes.
They've announced Nintendo. So what are your predictions for what they're going to talk about in the Nintendo Direct?
Do
you have any?
Let's see. A new Metroid game, but it's going to be a sequel to Metroid Prime Pinball, and that's my idea.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I have some ideas. Now, obviously, they're not going to talk about the NX because they've stated that that discussion about the NX is off limit till 2016. So that's
although it has been confirmed somewhere by somebody that all of Nintendo's projects with DNA and mobile games and the NX are going to be free to play. So we know that at least.
So
you can't see it because this is a podcast, but my eye is twitching now.
Oh dear.
Yes, because Nintendo, everything and free to play are all happening in this headspace here.
Oh dear.
Yes. Anyway, go on.
But anyway, so obviously there's some things they're going to obviously they're going to talk about Xenoblade Chronicles X because that's coming out next month here in America. So obviously they're going to be speaking about that. They're highly likely to give us some updates or some insight about Star Fox Zero. When they announced that they delayed it, it was after E3. So they're probably going to give us some sort of update about that since they haven't discussed that in that. I'm not expecting any word on Legend of Zelda. I don't expect any announcement of Legend of Zelda until 2016. I don't know what they're doing there, but I don't think there's going to be any announcement about the Zelda Wii U from this. I don't know. I still don't think that they're going to talk about whatever project that Retro Studios has been working on since last year. I don't think that's going to get announced till E3 2016.
Retro Studios has been working on something in secret?
Yes, Retro Studios has been working on a game in secret since E3 of last year.
Do we know literally anything about it?
The only thing we know is again rumors and super put together by people. We know some stuff from the from the ads that they put out for what they were looking for an experience. And basically, you can only gloss about people have only glossed about what they think that means. They presume that it's going to be one of the at the time they were talking about it. They were looking for someone who's good with a high end 3D models and stuff like that. So it's likely not a Donkey Kong Country game. That does put it more onto the scale of possibly a Metroid Prime game, and also now that we know about the NX and that the NX is going to have a high-end chipset, it might actually be for the NX. But
Okay, so
again, that's just a theory. But also, another thing that I was reading was talking about how that they think it's likely that that it might not be Metroid Prime either, and that it might be their own that it might be their own franchise, and their info for that came from the suggestion came from the rumors that Retro Studios had been giving a lot of proposals to Nintendo for games, and had been searching to get approval for something.
I am
So
interested in the concept of a new IP from Retro Studios, but I would definitely just want a new Metroid game.
I specifically Metroid Prime game because apparently Metroid Prime and the rest of the series takes place in different
Yes,
timelines now, and
yes.
I'm much more interested in continuing Metroid.
I'm
But
much more
anyway,
interested in the side scrollers, but to each their own.
well, I feel that Nintendo kind of ruined that timeline for me with the stuff they've done. I find that now that the Metroid Prime timeline's much more interesting. But anyway,
I just want to know what happens after Fusion.
that's I am interested in that as well. So anyway, we have so anyway, as for now, I they might mention Metroid that new Metroid Prime Galactic Federation or whatever. What's it called? They
Metroid
might.
Prime Federation Force, also known as
Yeah,
also known
it doesn't matter. That game's that game looks to be a flop before it even started.
Metroid Prime slapping Metroid Prime 4 slapping our fan base in the face with our
Yeah,
wads of money. The game.
yeah. So anyway, yeah. That they might mention something about that. They might not. Either way, I have little interest in that. But yeah, they're probably going to talk about that new Animal Crossing game, the one that has and they're probably going to talk about the amiibo cards
Yeah.
because they have amiibo cards now, and so they're probably going to talk and discuss that.
Nintendo,
And that
their solution to amiibos being so rare is not to make more amiibos. Their solution is to make amiibo cards.
Yes.
That's great, Nintendo. How much money do you make? All of it? Okay. Okay.
So that's so they're going to talk about my theory is they're going to talk about Xenoblade Chronicles X. They're going to talk about Star Fox Zero. They're going to talk about the new Animal Crossing and the new amiibo cards. Now my next theory is that they're also going to be talking about DLC. This is going to be a very DLC. This is going to be a DLC, very DLC heavy episode. I have a feeling they're going to be talking about the results of the. They're going to be talking about the results of the Smash poll
Oh, this.
because
Oh
there was a
yes, that.
poll.
There was a Smash Ball.
So they're going to talk about. They're also good. I also think that they're going to talk about a new character that has been in the works that they're going to release in time for Christmas. And my prediction is not only are they going to do that character is going to be the Inklings from the Inkling Boy and Inkling Girl
Shovel
from
Shovel Knight
Splatoon.
is also a contender.
Well, I've actually heard that Shovel Knight has been confirmed as not being.
Shovel Knight is the first third-party character to be given an amiibo that isn't in Smash Brothers. So
But I've heard they've already confirmed that they currently that there currently isn't plans to Shovel Knight. So that is not
yeah, Shovel Knight.
if they do make Shovel Knight, it's not going to be with
Yeah,
this
Shovel
one.
Knight is apparently not very popular in Japan, so I'm actually really surprised he was even.
Although I have heard that Banjo Kazooie has been greenlit for to be added to Smash. Hello?
I'm processing this.
Yeah, Banjo Kazooie, which is interesting because back when the original Smash Brothers came out, among the characters that I wanted to see added to Smash were Ridley, Wario, Meta Knight, and Banjo-Kazooie. If Banjo-Kazooie does come to Smash, I will, at least in some form, if we encounter Ridley as a boss, I will finally have had all the characters I wanted to see in Smash Brothers in Smash Brothers. So here's hoping for Banjo-Kazooie, and here's hoping that rumor is true. Because I've heard that Nintendo has given permission to like 50 third party companies to make characters for Smash, and I hear that they approved Microsoft to put Banjo-Kazooie and make Banjo-Kazooies for Smash.
I like this.
But which actually, if is true, if what I've read is true, that would be interesting because if that's the case, then it sounds like they're putting the responsibility of coding and getting the character ready to be put in Smash to the third parties rather than handling it internally themselves, which is also
Nintendo apparently. So game companies are actually really stingy about their IP appearing in crossovers. So it's most likely actually for the company's own benefit that they make the models themselves.
Well, I think it's also great from them because that means because that means that they don't have to invest the money into it, and they can allow it. But also that is kind of worrisome because it also turns the Smash Brothers 4 game into a DLC machine where companies can just be tossing their own characters onto it for DLC, and well, it might work. It's interesting. If this is the case and they are planning on adding over 50 DLC characters, if someone's a completionist and wants to get all of them, it's going to be it's going to be rather expensive. I imagine. That will probably make this the most expensive game ever. Probably, you'd probably have to spend the current DLC for what they have already is like $50, so it already doubles the price of the game.
I think Destiny's cost about several $100 billion to make. So
good point. Good point. There are several other games that have there are several other games that have very robust and stingy. But this will be the largest for Nintendo anyway, in terms of DLC. But yeah, so anyway, but I'm pretty sure they're going to announce DLC for Smash Brothers. I'm also fairly certain that they're not fairly certain, but I'm also have suspicion that they're going to start announcing DLC for Splatoon. So there might be a Splatoon based DLC announcement. If there's not a DLC announcement, there will be some sort of announcement for an update or for an event or something in regards to Splatoon. I expect that to be a case because again that is their big title of the year, it seems. Their big first party title of the year. And then I'm also expecting an announcement of another character added to the list of contenders for Hyrule Warriors Legends. And for those who don't know, Hyrule Warriors Legends characters will be transferable to Hyrule Warriors for the Wii U. So far they've announced Tetra. They've announced Toon Link. They have announced Skull Kid, and they've announced the King of Red Lions. So currently currently there are 4 new characters in the lineup for Hyrule Warriors Legends, and also we've learned that there are going to be new items, there are going to be new areas to incorporate Wind Waker, and also we've learned that Phantom Ganon, likely Phantom Ganon from Wind Waker, not from Ocarina of Time, and Helmarock King are both going to appear in Hyrule Warriors Legends, but I expect there to be another announcement about about a new character in tomorrow's. So that's pretty much all that. That's pretty much what I expect from tomorrow's. There might be a surprise announcement about something, but I don't really expect them to announce any big new title. I don't expect a lot of surprises tomorrow.
Okay, so according to Wikipedia, Destiny has actually cost 140 million, with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 actually being the most expensive game to make. With the total cost of development, marketing,
What does that have to do with
I
anything,
don't
though?
remember. I just remember
I was talking about the cost of
well, I was talking
DLC.
about the cost of making games.
Yeah, that's not. I was talking about the expensive of the expensive DLC, and I assumed when you were talking about Destiny, I assumed you were talking about Destiny has a lot of DLC. Is that not what you were saying? Did we were we no? I was talking about the most expensive DLC because I was expecting if because I was talking about how if Nintendo has 50 DLC characters that all have to be bought separately or in packages, that's going to be in each of their own stages and stuff. That's going to be pretty expensive if you completionist and buy the whole thing. I wasn't talking about the cost of the game. I was talking about the cost of DLC that people are going to have to pay for it.
I like waffles.
But yeah, that's what I was talking about. But yeah, I don't know about the most expensive game. I
Call of
don't.
Duty 2 Modern Warfare, or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Something with a 2 in it.
That's sad. Given that those things are bland, bland, same day every year stuff. That's kind of
Yep.
sad. That almost feels like throwing money away. But
Oh no,
whatever.
the throwing
Um,
money away at forever was because one of the games on this list of most expensive games ever made it was actually canceled, so it never was released.
oh, which one
I've
was that?
already closed the page. I will open it up again because it's funny because I remember it's a Warner Brothers game, so Warner Brothers threw all that money away.
Which isn't surprising given what they're doing with Batman Arkham Knight.
Yeah, apparently they took that game off of Steam to patch it and then put it back up, and it's still broken.
And they're still telling everyone, yeah, we'll continue. I mean, at this point, and they're saying now that they're never going to fix it, just like they were never going to fix the previous game. So the past two Arkham series games were for PC were unplayable pieces of garbage, or were buggy pieces of garbage that no one should buy on PC. But yet they still released them for PC anyway.
Okay,
That's
so it's pretty low on the list. Wikipedia's minimum total for this list is games that cost more than 50 million to produce. And the lowest on this list, with a cost of 40 to 54 million dollars, was a Warner Brothers PC, Xbox 360, PS3 game called This Is Vegas that I don't know anything about, except that it was canceled. It's the only game on this list that has cost more than $50 million to create that was never released.
yeah, that's
Okay,
yeah.
my mistake. There was also a Halo MMO that $99 million was spent on that Microsoft decided to cancel. And then other than those two, the only one of these games that hasn't been released is Star Citizen, which people are working on. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy around Star
Yep.
Citizen, and I really don't care about it one way or the
Star
other.
Citizen's
It's
design process resembles the design process of Data Design Interactive, which is not really a good thing. Uh, Data Design Interactive is the shovelware developer that made Rock Raiders, and they're working so incredibly slowly on Rock Raiders 2. There's evidence that they're still working on it as of August of this year, but they don't talk to anybody or tell anybody about it, so we don't know what's up with that.
well, I've from what I've seen from a Star Citizen, and if you're watching a guy who makes this, please don't sue us. I don't know if it's you or Derek Smart who's the one who's sue happy, or is it both of you? I don't know, but yeah, it's I don't really care. I mean, I mean, I've heard people are already they're already selling massive starships for a game that doesn't even exist yet. But it seems to be a pretty ambitious project, and I'm just not sure if the world is ready for this yet. If you've watched some anime or some movies about stuff where there are massive online worlds that incorporate various elements and then have like starfighting and on ground and all these various elements and stuff and stuff like that. It sounds like something like that, but I'm just not sure if the infrastructure is set up for that yet.
I assume that's why it's taking so long. They're working all that out.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically many games. It's basically every game in one,
Yeah,
all at the
I
same
should
time.
really be more interested in it than I am, but I'm not.
And it's got massive. You can buy massive starships for yourself at premiums of ridiculous prices that cost more than cars in real actual space. Yeah.
Meat space.
Yeah, someone has paid a ridiculous amount of money and is very excited about it, and yeah, I mean, I guess it's so I guess it does kind of look like pie in the sky, but if it works out and it does all that it's doing, I can just say I'm best thing I can is it's almost I want to say like a truly virtual theme park, I guess. In the sense that a theme park is a world that you can just jump into and theme parks are kind of like a completely different world that you can do all these amazing things in, but then you go home and it's basically that's kind of how I'm going to choose to explain it. There, it's like a digital theme park, and
It's like a
but with
theme
but with
park.
elements of Second Life, I guess. I guess it's like a more ambitious Second Life in space, I guess is another way you could phrase
Star
it as.
Citizen. It's like Second Life, but in space.
And more ambitious
I
and
choose to
yeah.
summarize it as it's like Second Life, but in space.
Yeah, that's fine. Second Life was um but yeah, I'm not willing to criticize it simply because I guess calling it a pie in the sky is
It's a
criticism. But if it can
it's
be done,
valid criticism. You're saying that something as ambitious as this could not possibly be done. But if it can,
well, it might be. I mean, let's put it. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm not sure if it can be done yet. But then again, if he actually does manage to pull it off, then if he actually does manage to pull off what he's doing, then it certainly was worth the time and money because it's. But again, it feels to me like a lot of Kickstarters are where they went in too ambitious, and they had to and they either they went too ambitious and either they had to lower it back dramatically so that wasn't even what they promised, or they kept on working on it right out till they run out of money and the whole thing goes under. So if it doesn't happen, if this actually comes out as he wants it, then yeah, this could very well be amazing. Again, I'm not sure it's something I'd be interested in, but yeah, it could be. There are people who are investing a lot of money and who have a lot of faith in it.
it's
So
so fortuitous that we're talking about this now. I've recently started playing FTL again, and I just remembered just now. FTL is the first crowdfunded game that was actually released, and Star Citizen is basically like FTL, but hundreds of years in the future in terms of video game development. So like that's how far advanced Star Citizen is and how unlikely it is for it to be made. It is several thousand times more advanced than FTL, and that was the first game to be released from this platform. And now we're doing Star Citizen, and that just doesn't look like a thing that can happen.
yeah, Star Citizen. For all
Th-
it
there were
doesn't.
people that
I mean,
there were
from everything I said, it sounds like an own virtual world separate from the real world. So to call it a game might be of what they're looking at. I'm not sure if it qualifies as a game and it's as more as a digital life experience. It might be a better term for it.
Now, in
But
fairness, I think while FTL was in development, people were just as concerned about that game that game's promises would have been too much to live up to. And then it came out, and it actually meets up to them pretty well. But then again, as I have just said, FTL is actually much more simple than what Star Citizen is going for.
But and also FTL FTL wasn't groundbreaking in terms of video games before. FTL was something that it isn't the kind of thing that hadn't been done before. It just hadn't been done before in a crowdfunding platform. But it's something that there's but it wasn't anything like it wasn't anything like, oh, no game company has ever done this before. Whereas with this, nobody has ever done this before. I mean, again, like I said, I'm giving kind of comparing it to Second Life again, in how it's meant to.
Well, it seems like Second Life combined with StarCraft.
Yeah,
So like,
I mean,
okay, so like, yes, there are games.
I'm going to be honest here. The first company that I think is gonna pull this maneuver off to some success, I think, is going to be Nintendo.
Yeah, but what I
And that's
basically what I'm saying is that what Star Citizen is doing has been done before, but it's never been done together all at once
in this
and
scale.
to this
Yeah,
scale. Yes.
I mean. I mean, again, I mean, they're usually done as separate entities. This is all being done together as one. Yeah, and the problem, again, the problem with that is again that it's one team doing it. I mean, ultimately, I think what we're gonna my predictions now. My predictions for the NX, and again, I don't really want to talk about my predictions too much for what Nintendo is going to be doing next year because we do have because on Draw Talk there is predictions for 2016 show that we're going to be doing at the end of the year. But my predictions for Nintendo is, and for the NX and for Nintendo in the future is, okay. You've seen the Miiverse.
Yeah.
And have you seen the Splatoon
No.
hub?
I mean, yes.
Have you at least seen images of it online, or have you seen video
I said
of it?
yes.
Okay, so my prediction for Nintendo, of what Nintendo wants to do, is combine the two ideas of what the Wii U interface is when you log on to it, with the Splatoon hub, and basically what I think is when you log on, it combines sort of hardware and software in a sense. For when you log on, you are already in the game in some way where you're already controlling a character and you're moving around, and you're going to have, and not only are you going to be able to customize your character, your Mii, but you're also going to be able to customize the backdrop, the hub world that they're dropped into, and there'll probably be premium items that you can buy as long as stuff that you can earn by playing games and stuff, because they have announced, as you showed me earlier this week, that they have announced that they're going to give rewards to the people who play more, and I think this is going to be integrated with that, and I think they're going to have a hub. When you turn on your console, you're going to be dropped into a hub world that you're going to be able to customize, some with premium elements, some with elements that are default, and some with elements that you can earn from whatever games you have and you play. And basically, you're in this hub world. You're going to be able to do some fun things, but then you're also going to be able to visit games that you own, and your Mii character will basically turn into the main character, and then you'll be launched into the game proper. And so I think that is what Nintendo is. That's my prediction for what Nintendo is looking for as we come up into NX here. That's my prediction.
You're gonna hate me, but the whole time when you were talking, I was distracted by this gif of a cat shaking its butt.
So you didn't hear any of that.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay,
It's just so majestic. It's just so majestic. The butt wiggle cat.
So anyway, you know how Nintendo
Video games, yes.
yeah. So you know how the Wii U hub and the Splatoon hub is?
Yes.
Well, I think that Nintendo going forward into NX is going to be is going to be sort of combined idea. And so when you turn on the console, you're immediately going to be dropped into a hub world that you're controlling your Mii in, and it's going to be a customizable hub world. You're going to have some by default. You're going to have some customization options that you can customize it
Okay.
for. You're going to have by default some. You're going to get some from owning and playing games via the new Nintendo loyalty program. That's going to unlock things from based on whatever game you're
Mm-hmm.
playing. So, for example, if you're playing, say, a Metroid Prime's type of game, you might get some futuristic, fancy Metroid elements to put into your hub world, and so on and so forth. You might be able to have a Metroid that's zooming around your little town square or whatever. And then you're going to be able to buy premium elements or earn points to get premium elements if in some way too. And I think that's going to and there's going to be, in addition, you're going to be able to set, like, obviously you're going to have little set pieces that are going to be like the Nintendo eShop and stuff like that, and you're going to be able to walk into them, and then you're going to be able to walk into areas and you're going to be able to place the game that you own in there. And they're going to be like portals, and when your Mii steps into there, they're going to transform the character, and you're going to be able to play the game, and you're going to go right from the game, from the hub world to the game. And I think that's what Nintendo's looking for in the next console, in the NX.
I like it. Fund it.
And but again, like I said, I don't want to talk too much about my predictions for 2016 because I am going to be doing a prediction show for 2016 at the end of the year. But I'm not sure if for Draw Talk I'm going to be doing a prediction show on what I expect. We're going to be doing a prediction show on what we expect for video games in 2016. Should plug my other show here, but yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to be talking again about my predictions for the Nintendo NX, but yeah, that's my prediction for the Nintendo NX. So there you go. That's how I expect. When you turn it on your console, you're going to be dropped right in with your Wii, with your Mii, and you're going to be able to build your own little world there. And it's going to be incorporate features from your favorite games that you own.
Have you ever looked at a cat pouncing frame by frame? It's
No,
so weird. It's so weird. This podcast is awful. I'm so sorry. You're talking about intellectual things, and I'm watching a cat pouncing frame by frame backwards.
I'm not sure spitballing theories for the Nintendo NX was necessarily
It's
intellectual,
definitely smarter than what
but
I'm doing. It's definitely smarter than what I'm doing.
and now finally, we're going to talk about let's see here.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's talk about a little bit about our plans for Christmas. Now, are we still on board for the Christmas special plans for the month of December?
We had plans?
Yeah, the
The
plans
plans.
for our special
The
guest.
plans. The plans. Yes. Yes. I'm going to say yes.
For the jolly fat man.
For Gabe Newell. Uh, we're gonna have Gabe Newell on the show.
No, the other jolly fat man in red.
Oh, oh. I don't think Orson Welles wore red or was jolly or alive. And I don't think he's alive. Hold on, I'll Google it. Jolly red fat man. Okay, let's see. Um. Okay, Jim the Christmas Hobo. That's who you're talking about. Okay. What?
What?
Jim the Christmas Hobo. Is that not
But
who
yeah,
we're talking
anyway,
about?
no.
Okay.
But anyway, we are planning on having a special guest for the month of December. Tell your kids, yes, that we plan to invite Santa Claus on to our
Who?
show. Santa,
Oh.
and that's going to be very interesting because I didn't know Santa watched The Walking Dead. We knew from last year's Christmas special that he watches Doctor Who, but I didn't know he watched The Walking Dead. Zombie Reindeer.
Ah. Which
Yes.
which
Zombie
one?
Reindeer. But yeah, so anyway, we are going to have Santa on. At least that's the plan.
Yeah.
We will see if we can get him, and if not, then we'll have to find something else special to do. But yeah, for sometime in December, the plan is to have a Christmas special and a Christmas themed special
Yeah.
that's more themed around
Hamburgers.
uh no,
Wait a minute!
themed
Santa
around,
Claus! Oh, I get it! The Coca-Cola mascot! That guy! I'm more of a
yes,
I'm more of a
Coca-Cola.
Pepsi girl. And I don't drink either of them.
But yeah, it's not going to be religious themed. It's well, I don't know. Is Santa? Does Santa come from a?
This
I don't know. Whatever. It's going to be the commercialization
is
style cookie theme.
Coca-Cola is a religion now?
Um,
Coca-Cola
huh?
is a religion? What?
I don't know. But yeah, it's going to have. We're going to try to have on a Santa, and we're going to and yeah, and the plan is to have Santa live stream from the North Pole.
Do they have Starbucks there? Do
They
do they
do?
have Starbucks in the North Pole?
I don't know, but it's called the North Pole, so I imagine they have a giant pole for Wi-Fi.
But but do they
And
have
we're going to see.
Starbucks? It's
Show me the
not a war on
Starbucks.
Christmas unless there's a Starbucks. The dogs are barking. Be right back.
Ah,
Okay, I'm back now. The
so yeah, we're going to hopefully have a live stream from the
the
North
dog
Pole.
started spinning. We had to
Oh
call
boy.
an exorcist. His name is John. Anyway,
So yeah, we're hoping to make the Christmas episodes more fun with by having our special guest Santa. But they will still be about The Walking Dead and Doctor Who,
cr-
assuming that they'll still be airing at that point.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, the ironically, shows about the apocalypse are not really shows you want to have on the air during the apocalypse
Or
or
during
during
Christmas.
Christmas. Well, see, the dog was spinning, so we're all probably going to be dead.
Yes.
So anyway, so as I have said, the dog was spinning, and so I guess we should finish up the show
Yeah,
while
that sounds
while
like
we're
a
all
good idea.
still alive.
Yep. So
I
anyway,
have been Josie, and the dog was spinning. Good day to you all.
bye.
The dog spins.